On Showbiz Today, support and accusations for Michael Jackson. 90210 reportedly sends Shannen Doherty packing, and Howard Stern and his private parts make waves on the West Coast.
They let Ku Klux Klansmen march in the street, give them permits, and don't charge them money for police protection. Yes. But me, they're going to charge.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Showbiz Today. I'm Jim Moret in Hollywood. Laurin is in New York. He's cornered the lead spot on our show and many others for months, a position he'd no doubt gladly give up. But once again, Michael Jackson tops the entertainment headlines. The embattled superstar remains under fire on several fronts: a criminal investigation, a civil lawsuit, and a copyright infringement case. Paul Verkaman has a wrap-up of today's Jackson action.
Michael Jackson, Michael Joseph Jackson.
Michael Jackson testified in a copyright infringement case Thursday via television monitors in a Los Angeles courtroom. The embattled pop superstar appeared in videotaped testimony given in Mexico City just before he abruptly abandoned his Dangerous tour in November, citing an addiction to painkillers.
Is it the case that you haven't been feeling well the last few days?
Yes, it's very true.
You had some oral surgery?
Yes.
If at any time you're not feeling well or you're uncomfortable, would you let me know and we'll take a break?
I sure will.
Two Indiana songwriters are accusing Jackson, Lionel Richie, and several other defendants of stealing the songs The Girl Is Mine, Thriller, and We Are the World. In the taped deposition, Jackson said his songs create themselves.
What I do is it comes into my head. I could be walking along, you know, on a road, or I could be sitting on a bench at Disneyland or something, eating peanuts, and there it is, it's in my head. Or I could be in the shower, or I can wake up, like when I did when I wrote We Are the World.
Jackson denies the copyright infringement charges.
I wrote The Girl Is Mine.
And demonstrated how he came up with The Girl Is Mine.
Well, just a tape recorder there and making sounds like...
Jackson,
Every night she walks right in my dreams, says I met her from the start.
Just as Jackson denies pirating songs, he also denies that he molested a 13-year-old boy. He has not been charged with any crime. At the offices of the boy's lawyer, Larry Feldman, it's wall to window with reporters and photographers.
I really ask you all, please, you can't be running around my office. I have to have the ability to conduct business.
The media has jammed Feldman's offices trying to report on what's being said in depositions by current and former Jackson employees. Former Jackson maid Bianca Francia has said the singer slept nude with young boys and gave her money and gifts to keep quiet. The lawyers on both sides of the Jackson case will not say if the maid repeated those charges in Wednesday's 7-hour deposition.
I really don't want to say anything about it. I just want to follow the judge's instructions, which was not comment on the depositions, and that's what I'm going to do.
On Friday, a judge will consider lifting that gag order, prohibiting the release of information concerning the Jackson civil molestation case. Paul Verkaman, CNN, Los Angeles.
In Pasadena, California, Howard Stern surprised his fans by showing up an hour early to sign his #1 best-selling book, Private Parts. Thousands of fans greeted Stern, and many had camped outside the store overnight. Stern was originally to sign the books in West Hollywood, but changed the event to Pasadena when the LA County Sheriff's Department asked for thousands of dollars for crowd control.
I'm still speaking with attorneys about taking legal action because I felt my civil rights had truly been taken away from me. I believe that everyone is allowed to appear in bookstores and sign books. There hasn't been a problem here. No bond has been posted. Nobody's tried to hold us up for ransom with $18,000 an hour for police. It was a shakedown.
Is Beverly Hills 90210 about to lose its most controversial resident? Daily Variety reports that Shannen Doherty is leaving the hit Fox series at the end of this season, citing unnamed production sources. Executive producer Aaron Spelling tells Showbiz Today Doherty is signed to film 12 more episodes this season. As for next year, Spelling says, quote, "We have no comment on the report that she will not be with the show in the upcoming season."
An upcoming NBC movie is being singled out in the continuing battle over TV violence. Senator Kent Conrad cites Witness to the Execution as an example of what he calls too much murder and mayhem on TV. The film stars Tim Daly as a prisoner on death row in the year 1999. NBC says attacks on the TV movie, which was dubbed Snuff TV by Advertising Age magazine, are gross misrepresentations and proof of the inherent dangers of the current debate about media violence. That debate has also touched on cartoons, and now one of the biggest suppliers of TV animation has unveiled a code of standards for its productions. Dennis Michael has more on the arrival of political correctness in Toontown.
Yo, baby! This is the Wish Kid. Once I wished on a star and it flew on my window, kablooey! Now I can have any wish I want.
Deke Animation produces television cartoons for all 4 major broadcast networks and throughout the cable industry, putting out such titles as Wish Kid, Madeline, and Captain Planet in conjunction with Turner Broadcasting. Where Captain Planet is concerned with Earth's environment, Deke is concerned with the environment of children's television. And the company will, from now on, follow a code of standards for children's programming, which starts with forbidding excessive or gratuitous violence.
We also talk about stereotyping. We talk about antisocial behavior. We talk about dangerous, imitatable stunts. And we also talk about very proactive things like negotiated